Welcome to Authentic with Brazil 201. I'm your host, Brazil 201, and we're going to do 50 days. We're 50 days into Trump 2.0 and an honest review. Now, look, I am not a Trump fan at all, but there's been some good and a lot of bad, and not like end of the world. Oh, America's democracy is gone and all that type of bullshit. But no, honest bad things like anything the stock market has gained since election day has been wiped out over the last 3 days. We're recording this, it is March 11, 2025. Though, to be fair, 5 years ago today is when the world also ended and the stock market crashed so badly it just shut off for 2 days. And then the world kind of went to shit and the NBA got canceled and blah, blah, blah. This is just such a fun week to remember every year. I enjoy end of the world week because it's just hilarious to go back. But we're going to do an honest review of everything that Trump has done, or most things Trump has done in his first 50 days of Trump 2.0. Now, we have the Gulf of America renaming. I don't really care about that. He pardoned everybody from January 6th, and some of those people have now been rearrested. He said America was going to take over Gaza, which I don't think anybody wants. And then he had the AI video come out of the trans Muslim Arabic belly dancers. By the way, it's not a fake video. Trump himself posted that on Truth Social, by the way. He said we're going to take over Greenland, which I assume is actually going to happen. So whatever. Um, President Zelensky, whatever the fuck his name is, went in his finest Lululemon to the White House and got yelled at by Vice President J.D. Vance and President Trump. And basically everyone is against Zelensky now. By the way, that was only 2 weeks ago. Has been a very fucking long 50 days. Um, Trump said we're going to have a lot of mass deportations. Now, the first 2 to 3 weeks of Trump 2.0, I did notice a lot of ICE trucks and everything. I haven't seen these deportations carried out. Like the migrant hotel shelter that's on Roosevelt Island is still here. The Haitians that sell the fake Apple products on Canal Street are also still here. And by the way, I'm just saying, you should not be coming up to me speaking Spanish in New York because I don't think you want to be speaking Spanish in this administration. You may get sent somewhere. Like, I don't have to worry because I am a born and raised New Yorker and I always have my license on me. And I think it'd be a fun story to get like detained. Though I wear suits and I speak perfect English, so I don't think like I would ever have to worry about like ICE taking me over. Also, I'm on television. I write TV shows, so I just think it'd be a fun story and it'd be a great episode of the podcast if I got detained. Nothing to worry about. The tariffs that are on and off and on and off and on and off, which I guess right now they're off. Trump's key thing is he was supposed to care about the stock market, but the stock market is now back to where it was on October 2024. I assume it's going to rebound. I hope so. I understand. It's kind of funny because during the Biden administration, the stock market was consistently going up, but the economy was shit. Okay, we can admit the economy was bad during the Biden administration, but also we're now all of Trump's tariff policies and things like this are in effect. This is now the Trump economy. You can exclude February and January because it takes a while for things to get in effect, but now this is the Trump economy. Okay, there's no more excuses at all. And now the Elon of it all, the Doge aspect of it. As everybody who is nominated to their cabinet positions has a right to do whatever they want to do to reshape America. Okay, I have no problem with whatever the fuck everybody else wants to do. But this shadow president Elon Musk thing, which we're clearly seeing that a lot of the cabinet members do not want to listen to an autistic retard billionaire. Okay, they have no problem listening to Trump, but they're just listening to this, retarded moron who is the richest man in the world saying this person should get fired and control effing the entire government and just canceling random things is incredibly idiotic. Now, look, I would love for Doge to like investigate the MTA. I also would love if the UI they use is a COBA to modernize it so that the federal government agencies actually intersect with each other and this idea that, other government agencies have no idea what they're doing. Everything has to be facts because everything is so archaic. That's a valid criticism. But Elon's just saying, I want this person fired, this person problem. Look, I have no problem with all the DEI nonsense being gone. Okay, we all hate it. And obviously, the courts are eventually going to just permanently get rid of it because it's going to make its way to the Supreme Court. That is something like everyone is mostly against, unless you're one of the stupid pronoun left people. The other, like, God, it's been a lot to try to remember the $6 million gold card thing that you can buy citizenships for $6 million. I don't think that's a bad concept in general. I just think it should be cost more than $6 million. Like, really, $6 million is pretty cheap. Let's say it's $10 million. Then there is the pro-Palestine guy that got taken in the middle of the night. I don't know his name. Now, I obviously do not support any of the pro-Palestine things, but I also even that Megan Ann Coulter, actually. Ann Coulter said it is, I guess, an infringement on his rights for just taking him. He has a green card. I don't think you can just revoke green cards like that. You can revoke visas, right? If he was on a visa, he had no, it'd be easy to deport him. Also, he was never arrested for anything. Now, if they actually can find out he was one of the fucking pro-Hamas kids who destroyed the building in Columbia University and he got arrested, they would have a valid reason, because if you have a green card and you get arrested, you can be deported, right? Now, I don't know. I guess they have the list. Listen, I think all the pro-Palestine thing is bullshit. It's performative. I just don't believe white kids in America truly give a shit about some country in the Middle East that they had no idea existed before October 7th. Let me tell you this. I am 32 years old. Obviously, I went to a fucking Catholic school, so I always knew about Israel and Israel's existence, and that Jewish people are from Israel and birthright and all the other stuff. I had no idea what the fuck Palestine was or whatever until the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. And now people are going to say, you're so ignorant. First of all, I don't know if you listened to Trump's State of the Union. He was naming random fucking African countries he's never heard of. He's like, is this a real place? Same bullshit. Don't act like you know where all these fucking places are or that you care. It's okay to not give a fuck. Okay? I don't give a shit what the fuck is happening in Palestine, and neither do most Americans. They care about the price of eggs and crime and I guess now tariffs and immigration, not, whatever. Now, if you want to say America shouldn't send money to any foreign country, that is a valid thing. But you have to be able to say none of the four countries. It can't be like it's okay to give it to Ukraine and not to Israel, okay? You got to be consistent on your policies and just believe it. Like, I'm very consistent. I don't give two shits what the fuck is happening in Palestine at all. Okay, I haven't really given a shit about anything since the CW canceled all my shows in fucking 2022. Okay, I've been a broken man ever since. Okay, I really miss my superhero shows. Okay, but Daredevil hit. Also, watch Paradise episode 7. Okay, phenomenal episode to television. Also, pronoun left people. Why are you dead naming the Gulf of America? Okay, and also the men and women sports thing. Trump got, rid of that. It's gonna work. This is something, by the way, that only affects top 60 people in America. Who gives a shit if 60 people in America are banned from participating in women's sports? Stop defending this bullshit. Okay? Very simple. Overall, it feels like it's been 2 years of Trump 2.0, and we haven't even got the tax bill done yet, which, by the way, now, because the economy is quasi really tanking, I think Trump has to do a little more for the working class in this tax bill, so there isn't as much blowback. I'm not saying, I do not believe we're getting Doge stimulus checks or whatever. And by the way, what Elon said, the only people who would be eligible for Doge stimulus checks are people who actually paid taxes. And in the sense that if you got a refund, you wouldn't be eligible for these Doge stimulus checks. By the way, Doge stimulus checks are not happening. And the Republican Party is never going to vote for fucking stimulus checks ever again. Okay? Now, I do listen. The salt cap, I understand, blah blah blah. Lift that. I just think if you raise the standard deduction and you say the 10% tax bracket goes up to maybe 35,000, and there's a lot of things you could do to quote unquote help working class people. But obviously, I don't think they're going to do anything in the Trump tax bill. From what I don't even think you're getting tax on tips or no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security, no tax on overtime. By the way, those are great things that would help people. I do not think we're getting any of these things. it is what it is. Also, I hope you all enjoy my eventual presidential run in 4 years. This has been another episode of Authentic with Brizzle 201.